Alright, pull it backwards, so it'll be a little tight, squeeze me. Here, there we go.
And then feed it.
Hey, well, good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Paradise Valley Springs Lion Picking Show. My name is Matt. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming on this fine Saturday. No rain today, hopefully. Hey, before we get started, those of you who are nice and close to these ropes, you're wearing a very nice clothes, nice wool jackets, white shirts. Thank you for being so close to these ropes. You are now in the splash zone. You're wearing the right clothes, my man. Red. It's the right thing to be wearing, you too. Yeah. There's a lot of blood and guts in that bucket, guys, so just be careful. The closer you are to me, the more dangerous it is. But those of you on the edges who think you're safe, you're not, because I'm a terrible shot. Even you guys on that side, I got a wicked arm. 10 Tebow all the way across. You're right in the hat. There with the white hat. Hey, so thank you guys for coming. Before we get started, I do want to give you some background information on our lions. We've got 9 in the family right now. You've got 2 of them. Chances are. The newest members, our little male and female cubs, 13 weeks old today. Gosh, maybe 14 weeks old. I'm starting to lose track. But those are the newest members. Their mother's in here today. I'll point her out in just a minute. But I will start with our oldest and kind of work our way down. On the far side, you see a couple lions who are wrestling. And the lighter colored one walking towards us at the moment on that far side is Luca. She is 16 years old. And with her is Hannah, who is 14 years old. She is the most dominant, Hannah, the most dominant female in here. So she does have a bit of a feud going on with the 2 girls that are in that night den. They look nice and calm, but when they get together, they get kind of nasty. So in that night den is Alika and Isla. They are sisters of the same litter, so they're always together. And they're both 9.5 years old. And then we've got Bella, who's sitting in the middle, looks like, by that log, and the one male out there. Bella is the mother of the cubs. This is her first litter, too, so she's a young mother, 9.5 years old. And then we got Benji, who is right in front of me, looking grumpy as always, as someone put it once, permanently grumpy. He definitely is. Benji's 9.5 as well. And then we've got our alpha and our largest male, who is in the middle at the moment by the rope, and that is Xander. And then for those of you who are curious, I did get those wrong for a moment. Bella is right in front of me. That's Hannah out there by Xander, and this is Bella right here walking in front of us. Bella is the mother of the cubs. So we got our first lions back in 1978 as part of a circus. Had them for a while, but they ended up with an excess pride, and they reached out to us, so we took those on in 78, and then we started breeding here in 1986. So every lion that has been in our park since 86 has been born and bred here in Paradise Valley. So let's get started.
What is that meat?
It's horse.
Oh, okay.
Horse meat. Horse.
Wow. Какой-то люди, ovaj. Ne može kopiti, ali tata snima pa ćeš moći da gledaš.
Thank you. There. Oh, she's over there.
No, какой видео, Oh, Bella, yum, 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 yum.
Is it big male?
Oh, vidi kako.
For those of you who are curious, I'm sure you're not. No one's asking what kind of meat they're eating. Nobody cares about that, right? They are eating horse meat. Horse is what we get usually. It is our default, as in the wild. What these guys would be eating most regularly would be zebra. So, horse is the closest to zebra in our world. I always do ask because there is always one genius or up-and-coming zoologist in the group who knows the major technical difference between horse and zebra. It's very difficult. Genius. Josh. Genius. It is stripes. It is stripes. Not much difference. They are anatomically basically the same exact creature aside from the stripes. So, a nice lean meat. We do give them a lot of lean meat to try to stick with lean meats. We give them venison very often too. Venison's a lot like antelope. Sometimes we have beef. Beef is fatty though. They do love the beef, but we try to give them too much beef because it is a pretty fat meat. Sometimes a little bit of mutton. Sometimes venison, like I said, just depends on what they want. So horses, their favorite. We give them about 2 to 3 kg per lion per day. This does fluctuate with the season. As we've been in the winter months, we usually have about 4 or 5 kg per lion per day. So keeps it nice and fit and healthy. In the wild, pride might have a meal every 10 to 14 days. We'll go out and hunt, bring in a big meal everybody will eat. So 2 to 3 kg or 4 to 5 kg in the winter is just right. Nice and fit and healthy without getting too big and lazy on us. We do, as I said, change it up. When we have rabbits as part of our pest control program, that is my personal favorite. It is their personal favorite. It's a lot like giving them ice cream for dinner. It is a lot of fun for everybody. Make sure we have enough rabbits to go around, and we send a whole carcass to each one of them.
Koga ovaj odnoži? Ide tamo.
Over there. Anna? Sorry, Bella. There you go. I think she got that one. I think she did. Yeah, they fight sometimes. When they're real hungry, they fight. They might today.
Ovo malo sve prskalo.
Ali svi ima pojaka. Ali to nije za lav ove, to nije za lav ove. To ćemo posle drugom nekom dati.
Some general information about lions. Lions are the second largest of the big
To
cat
ćeš ti da
family.
hraniš, ali ne
Lions,
lav
tigers,
ove.
leopards, snow leopards, jaguars, and mountain cougars, where I come from. Lions are only second behind tigers. Tigers are the largest, but not by much. Adult males.
Pomoći ću ti ja, ne beri, nemoj se ništa bojati.
Full size. These guys are about that size. And the females are around 120 kilos, so pretty daggone big. The males, of course, have those manes. Those manes are a defense mechanism, they're not to show. They do protect them when they get into fights because the males are the defenders of a pride. Aren't you, Xander? So those manes act as the shield, protect them from lethal blows to the neck and to the face. The females, however, don't have manes because they don't need them. They don't really fight too often. They are the hunters of the pride. So they go out as a team, go for big long hunts, find a kill, drag it back sometimes kilometers for everybody to eat. So they do need those very strong back legs. As you can see, they're very rippled and muscle toned. They are territorial lions, like all big cats. They do mark this place as their territory. They treat it as their territory. Lots of different fun ways. First fun way is that they pee all over everything. So that's one way that they tell us it's their territory. But a more fun way is that every morning at sunbreak and every evening at dusk, you'll hear these guys. The whole valley can hear them actually. It's about, you can hear them through a lot of 4K radius around. I hear them from my doorstep down there, about 2 Ks up the road. They're very loud. They let out a big roar. Chemical low, 50 cattle low, just to remind everybody in the area this is their spot. They will defend it as their territory. So it's pretty cool.
That's a hairy one. That's like a hairy pancake.
Okay, pull my shield, guys.
You can if you want. I'll turn my back. I don't know. Stand it. Ben, Ben, come on back.
Vidite, gledaj šta. Nemoj bacati to.
Luca doesn't want to eat.
On diet.
Yeah, she's on diet.
Summer is coming.
So we do, yeah, Luca's not one to eat much. Someone said it's because summer's coming, he's on a diet. That body shape. Hey, so we do have a breeding program here, as I mentioned before.
Noi tamo,
How we get our cubs. It is very monitored, so that's why we haven't had cubs for a while. It's been 8 years since our last litter. But the females will go into season.
Ja, vidiš ovdje?
Females line up
Vidiš?
season about 4 times a year. It's very sporadic. It's not in a predictable routine, and it doesn't last very long. It doesn't last very long. That's why he's angry, because it doesn't last very long when it's in season. It's only about 7 days. And if a female does fall pregnant, it's a very short gestation period, about 3.5 months, before a litter of usually around an average of 3 to 4 cubs. We've had historically about 2 cubs, maybe I think we had 3 in here once too, but in the wild it's pretty average, 4 cubs. Highest recorded was 6 in a litter, so seems pretty good for us though, it's manageable. When cubs are born in the wild, most won't live past the age of 2 years old. It's because it's kind of tough for them to survive if they can't figure out how to fight on their own. When a meal comes in, the males will eat first, and they're pretty big and grumpy. Females will eat second, and they can be pretty nasty. And then the cubs get whatever's left over, which usually isn't very much unless they learn to fight. So you gotta learn to fight at a young age to survive. However, here at the park, they don't have to fight for food. They will fight over it pretty often. See? So this is why they've lived pretty impressive age here at the park. Our oldest lioness was Susie, and she was 23 years old when she passed away, which is about 8 years past the average lifespan of a lion in the wild. And then our oldest male was the last Lion King. His name was Max, and he was 19 when he passed away, and that's a few years ago.
Ben, Ben.
Kad dođeš na bebijevu visinu, znaš kako dobro? Kako jete. I tako. Dobro, da čujem. Čekaj, sad gledam, jako mi je lijepo.
No, I really so I can get a photo. I got heaps of good photos.
Wow. Nemoj se ureti, mamu, pazi. Opa. Ne smeta.
Oh, I got someone splash again.
Ne, evo ga. I ovdje malo letelo.
Xander. Anna.
I got it, Emma.
Just a few things about the enclosure itself. One of the questions I always get, so I decided to just answer it now, is whether or not we go into the enclosure with these guys. We don't go in with these guys. We are not the lion man or lion woman. We're neither of those things. These lions do treat this as their territory, and they will defend it as their territory. They might not come after us if we went in there, honestly, but they might too. So we do give them the space that they deserve and respect that they deserve. So when we go in here, it's not with them. We do bring them into that room over there. And we do that whenever we need to get inside to clean it, which is every day, but also to put in new enrichments, take out old stuff that they've usually destroyed pretty quick. We'll bring them into that big gate beneath you guys in the balcony, And then there are 5 separate rooms, and those separate rooms all have their own doors and little sort of Willy Wonka contraption area in there for colored lions. And separate. We'll bring them in there also if we need to check on them, if they got a scratch or something, or if we want to feed them separately because maybe the boys were grumpy to feed. So they go in there every day. And then that side and the side that Alika and Isla are on at the moment is underfloor heated the whole way through. So when it's real frosty, when you flick that switch on at night, bring them in, make sure you're nice and toasty inside together. So the enclosure does have an electric fence on the inside, you probably noticed, runs top to bottom. It's honestly less for them and more for us, more for people. That is just your standard cow farm fence. You guys have probably noticed they're not very afraid of it, but it is just enough to keep them from reaching through and untie your shoelaces, so to speak.
Nema, pa
And
da
as you can see, Benji's getting pretty dang close to it, and he's not afraid because it is low voltage, kind of like a flick to the nose to them.
Ne,
Punch to
nema.
the face to us.
Ti lavić moj mali. Vidi kako su lepi. Vidiš da kažu da je ovaj stalno budi. Nije raspavaju.
Ella. Anna.
Kišt.
Luka. Zan.
Zen.
There we go.
Hoćeš nas se slikati?
Ajde,
A svo traje.
to je.
But like from the gloves, you can't tell.
Zan.
Idemo se sklonimo negdje.
Ne znam gdje.
Anna. Benji. Here he comes.